record this session. Okay, so how we can use Chat GPT in Tableau, like to create Tableau scripts and all. So if you have any questions related to Tableau or SQL, so we can type in our questions. And let's say if I want to create some introduction slide for Tableau, let's say provide 10 slides PPT for Tableau introduction. So if I give something like this, okay, so this will give you 10 slider for the titles. I mean, for Tableau. So what we have to prepare for Tableau 10 slider. So this will give you what needs to be given. So in introduction of the Tableau and what is Tableau and all. And there are some AI tools. So instead of like if I want to give some introduction about Tableau in a PPT, so this is the so if you type in Chat GPT, it will show you how to create and what topics you need to create and all. All this information will be given by the Chat GPT. And you can ask some questions like how to write date calculations in Tableau. So it will give you the functionalities and the how to use date functions for each and every date function. It will give you the syntax and all. And if you can also mention how to use date add function. So based on the above question, so I'm talking about Tableau. So it will give you. So if you normally type data, so it won't understand it as a Tableau, as we are in this conversation of discussing about Tableau. So now it will give you. So date add. First of all, we need to write interval. So interval in the sense. So as we have discussed earlier, we need to give date parts. So what are date parts? Ravita, can you tell me what are date parts? Hmm. So all these are called as date parts. Year, month, week. Yes, correct. So these are very important in writing date calculations. So like that we can write. Okay, so now we will talk about this introduction slide. So now that I have created this date points, so now I want to create a presentation. So there is an AI tool where we can use yeah. So there is a AI tool called Gamma app. So if we use this AI tool, okay, and I want to create a deck or PPT using this presentation. So I will paste whatever I have copied. Okay, so I will copy it from the Chat GPT. So these are the 10 sliders information it is there, but I want to create PPT using this information. So I will just copy this. And I'll try to create a PPT using AI. So I'm just copying it. Okay, so copy and go to Gamma app. So this is like AI app, AI tool basically. So if you here you can paste the content. So I'm just pasting it. So introduction to Tableau desktop, the key features and all. So if we give the content to it, so it will generate PPTs accordingly. So click on this generate. And here you can select the theme, which theme you wanted to. So select some light color theme. Okay, so I'll select some light color and say continue. Okay, so now Tableau, I mean, this AI tool will create PPT slides for us, which will give information about Tableau. So these images are taken by AI automatically, and this is giving you introduction. So what is Tableau Desktop, and what are the key features of Tableau Desktop? Drag and drop interface. So this is generated by AI. So you can see that visually it is generating it then and there. So likewise, it will create for 10 slides. So based on this Chat GPT, whatever information, so based on, let's say in the first slide, I want to see the introduction, and in the second slide, I want to see the key features. So based on that, it is automatically creating the visualizations or the PPTs. So this way we can make use of Chat GPT or some of the AI tools. And this is one AI tool, and I will show you this Tome app as well. So this is also one kind of tool, AI tool, where we can generate PPTs as well, but a different format, which is faster than this Gamma app. And I'll try to create. Click on create. Okay, so here I will paste the content. I'll go here and copy this text. So, okay, so you don't need to think about how we need to prepare this 10 slides and information and all. So this AI tools will do automatically. So this will generate the document. Okay, so here also we have this 10 slider which is completed. So at the end it has conclusion Q&A. So now we can use this deck for our presentation. So all these images and all, it has taken automatically. And if you want to do some edit and all, we can do that. Yeah, so here also it has created a deck, but it is faster than this Gamma app. It has created a deck, but it is different from what is created by other AI tool. And compared to this one, Gamma app looks better. So this way we can create slides, and let's go to the other one, Merlin Chrome extension. So basically Merlin Chrome extension gives the information if you are watching any video related to Tableau Desktop. Let's say open some video. Okay, so I want to see this interview of Elon Musk. I'll click on this. Okay, so I have already added this one Merlin Chrome extension. I have already added. So if you click on this, click on this Merlin Chrome extension, and I have already added this. So you will get an option once you try to add this an extension. You will get an option like add extension. So as I have already added, so it is been added to my Google Chrome as an extension. Now I will show you how this extension works. Okay, so now I have this video. So without watching this entire video, let's say this video is of 4 minutes. Let me take a bigger one, or let's take this one itself. So there is an option. So this is about Merlin video. So it will summarize what is told by Elon Musk. So if you click on this summarize this video, so it will summarize what he has spoken. And money is information, not power. So it will give you what is whatever he talked in that particular meeting, and in which second what he has talked. So you can see that. Basically, it will give you the summary of. So instead of watching the entire video, so if there is a video of 1 hour or 2 hours, so instead of watching that entire video, so you can make points by using this extension. So with that, we can save some of our time. So basically, it's trying to say billionaires are often self-made. So motivation beyond profitability is crucial for future developments. So instead of watching entire video, I can get this key points what he has talked in that meeting. So that is one tool, and I will tell you about the one most important app. Okay, so this is for your interviews. So you can do a practice over here. So I will tell you how this works. So you can practically video record yourself, the presentation that you are going to give. Okay, so we can do practice. So we can do a speech practice and we can do a interview practice. Okay, so here you need to start recording yourself. So by talking for 1 minute. Okay, so you will your video will also get recorded. So in that it will give you information about how you talked and how your presentation is there according to. So are you able to make an eye contact or not? So when I say eye contact, you have to make an eye contact with the camera. So if you are using a mobile camera or web camera that you are using, so you have to make an eye contact with the camera so that people will think that you are looking at them in the video. Okay, so you have to make an eye contact. So in this particular session, I don't have a camera, so I'm just I will start and I will introduce about myself, and I'll talk for 1 minute, and I will show you what are the uh, benefits or what are the whatever speech that I have given. So it will give me some comments about my speech, whether it is good or bad, and there are some certain points that it will say. So how to give a better speech, or how to improve myself, or if it is something is good in my speech, it will make all those points. So now I'll just start. So I'll just introduce myself. Okay. Hello, everyone. So I am Sagar. I have overall 8 years of experience in Tableau. So as a Tableau developer, my roles and responsibilities are to gather the requirements from the clients and help them understand their data by creating the visualizations in Tableau. And I have also built many dashboards and charts in Tableau, wherein I have built charts about Pareto donut charts, which are not built in Tableau. And also I have used Tableau server for publishing the reports in Tableau server. And I have created folders in Tableau server, and also I have given permission to the user so that users can access the Tableau dashboard in the server. And coming to Tableau desktop, so I have used LOD calculations, wherein I have built complex level charts in Tableau. So this is about my brief introduction as a Tableau developer. Okay, so like this, I'll just stop it. So like this, if you given your introduction, or you can do a speech recording like this and save this recording. Okay, so it will give you. Okay. Okay, so it will give you the comments about the recording that I have given. So, okay, got it. Okay, so it will note down the points that I have told in that speech recording. So these are the points that I have talked about. And So the top keywords that I have talked are chat, server, built, developer, use. So these are my top keywords that I have used, which is good. And there are some weak words that I have used in my conversation. So I have used so word 5 times, which is not relevant or which is not required in the which is not required in the conversation, or which is not required in my while introducing myself. So I need to focus on this thing where I need to remove so while talking in my while giving my interview. So I need to remove that. So this way I can improve my speech. And there are some filler words that I have used. So in sometimes like where there is a gap, like where I'm trying to get some points, so I have used a word which is which is a which feels like an awkward. So I need to avoid that. Instead of using that, I can fill it with a gap. So instead of using filler words, we need to pause for a second and then start continuing with the other sentences. Or else instead of I'm using okay. Okay, so instead of that, I can take a pause and try. Instead of using this filler words, I can take some pause and then start a new line. So this way we can see and improve ourselves. So record ourselves. So not only audio, you can also record yourself. Your video will also be recorded, and whether you are making eye contact or not, that will also get recorded, and you will be able to see that. And we'll see the comments. Okay, we have a follow-up questions for you. How do you ensure that okay? So based on this, based on the introduction that I have given, so it is also preparing the follow-up questions. So how do you ensure that the visualizations you create accurately represent the data? So I told about visualizations, I told about graphs and charts. So based on that, AI automatically has created a, it's like a mock interview basically. So it's automatically creating the next question based on the data that I have provided. So what are the key points? I introduced myself as as Sagar, and I talked about my experience. So roles and responsibilities. So these are my key points that I have discussed. And here is another way you could have said that. Okay. So it is also giving me, so not only it is telling me that what I have told and what are the things I need to correct. So not only that, it is also telling me I could have said this. So as a Tableau developer, my roles and responsibilities include collecting client requirements and presenting data. So it will give me that information as well. So it will be very useful for your interview. So try saying whatever you have prepared, try saying in this app Udly. Prepare for 1 minute and check this whether it is good or not. You will get a you will get an idea, and it will also improve what you have said. So it has given me this matter, so which I can improve. I can make use of my introduction. So I'll just take a pause. So if you have any questions regarding this AI tools, so do you think these apps are useful? Okay, so let's go to another app. So likewise, we have Chat GPT. So Google also invented Bird. So this is also similar to Chat GPT, but this is created by Google. So even I can ask same questions, whatever I have asked in Chat GPT. So let's say I'll ask the same one. Control C. So this will also mostly give the same type of output, but in a different way. Yeah. So this will also give me the same information. And okay, not only Tableau. So we can try asking questions like show me second highest salary uh, in SQL, or okay, we can okay. Okay, how to write a query in SQL to show second highest salary. I think ChatGPT is much better. Let's copy the same question in ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT is giving the query for that, and Bird is giving something else. Okay, so we need to learn how to ask questions to. It is also giving for a different question. Okay, so we need to know how to talk to ChatGPT. So there is a course for that as well. So that is called as prompt engineering, where you can give prompts to ChatGPT. With that, you will be able to know any answer from the ChatGPT. So not only related to Tableau, SQL, so you can get to know about all the information in the world. Okay, so let's discuss about the other AI tools. Okay, so debug code. So debug code is nothing but it will debug. So you will in SQL or Oracle or in any coding languages, you might end up writing lengthy queries. So those lengthy queries, if you want to edit, or if there is a bug in that particular code, so it is very difficult to find out in 1,000 lines or in 100 lines or 500 lines. So you copy that thing over here, and this will give you information about where is the exactly where exactly the bug is, and also it will modify that bug. So let's see. We'll try to copy our calculations, our Tableau calculations. Let's connect to, or let me take, if greater than 0, then good, else bad, and I don't think we have Tableau queries in that. Let's see. I'll write something wrong. Okay, if I don't put this colon or this single quote, so that is an error. So now we'll go here and paste it here. I'm just logging into this one. So login, you can log in with Google accounts. Okay. File extension. Okay, okay. We need to copy file. Okay. Save this. Save as desktop Chat GPT. Save. Okay. Okay, so it is not taking this Tableau queries, so it will take only SQL or Oracle or C R languages. So now let's reload this session. So I'll just write down some query. So let's say select star from sample superstore group by customer name. So this is my actual thing. Or instead of this, customer name and sum of sales. Okay, customer name. Okay, this is, I have written the spelling as wrong. So let's see whether it catches. So customer name is customer name here. I put customer, let's say some random. Okay, let's see whether it finds it out or not. Okay, so I will paste this and say debug. Okay, so it is finding it as a SQL query. So if you are giving some Java related query or something else, so it will, okay. So now you can see instead of the query that I have written, so I have written the spelling as wrong, customer name DF. So it is correcting that query, and you can see instead of that, you can use this query. So likewise, you can take some 100 lines query or 500 lines query. And if there are any glitches or any bugs in that query, it will find out and it will directly give you that entire query again by correcting the query. So that's how we can make use of this AI tool, debug. So now let's go to another tool, formula.dog. Okay, so in most of the cases, we try to find out the query not only, so in Excel, let's say you want to know some Excel formulas. So in Excel, if I want to do column A, sum of column A divided by sum of column B. I don't know the let's say if I don't know the value or let's say formula. So I'll just write in words sum of column A divided by sum of column B. And then say I'm not a robot and click on generate formula. So it will generate the formula for Excel. Let me log in. So it will generate a formula for Excel and I can use that formula in the Excel, not only in Excel, so it will also give you queries for SQL, Java, other related things as well. So I'll write it here, sum of column A divided by sum of column B. So click on generate. Yeah, so this is the formula that I need to use. Let's say if I take an Excel file. So in column A, I have values like this. And in column B, I have values like this. Okay, so if I use this calculation, I will just copy this calculation and paste it here. So it is basically doing the sum of A divided by sum of B. So you can see it here. So let me just write sum of this one. And let's, okay, and if I try to divide these two, okay, so you will get the same output. So you can ask this AI tool. So we can talk in normal English language, and we can say what is the output that we are expecting, and we can get the output accordingly. And let's say you have some formula, so we can do other way around also. Let's say if you have some formula and you want to know the explanation of that particular formula, so you can paste it here and you can click on explain. So it will explain you. So the average of the values in column A divided by the average of values in column B. So like that, you can see it is, I mean, it is not giving proper, but it is actually telling you what it can do. So we can say that was incorrect. So it is actually the sum of the values in column A divided by the sum of the values in column B. So here it is provided how you need to give the prompts. So if you give the prompts correctly, we can get to know the values, I mean the formula that we need to use. Okay, not only MS Excel, it will also give you how to write queries for SQL as well. How to find top 10 sales. Generate SQL. Yeah, so it will order by sales and it will show you. So we need to write descending order and limit is 10. So this will give you the top 10 sales. And if you copy this in the explain and click on explain. Okay, so it is telling you that it returns the top 10 sales in descending order. Okay, so if you want to know the explanation, you can click on explain, and if you want to know the query, you can just type in your requirement and how to find second highest salary. Okay, so this is the formula for second highest salary. Okay, so that is about formula.doc. Yeah, so that's how the other AI tools are not that important, and these are about how we can use Tableau by using Chat GPT and some AI tools. So we can type in our questions in Chat GPT, and if you want to create any slides for Tableau introduction, or if you want to give brief about Tableau, so you can prepare PPTs automatically using this Gamma and Tome apps. And we also have discussed about some other AI apps. So this is Merlin Chrome extension. So from video, it will give you brief description or summary. You can get it. And this is very important for your interview. App.udly, very important for your interviews. Okay, so try to make your videos in this and try to follow the guidance that it is providing you. So are you making eye contact, or what are the words that you are using, and how to rephrase those words? And let's say if you are using some 1 minute speech, and it will modify your 1 minute speech, and based on your speech it will also create some questions on top of those speeches as well, so where you can try to answer the questions as well. So record that thing, and based on that questions it will ask you more questions. So in this way AI will help you uh, for it will take as a mock interview for you. So this will help for the mock interviews. Okay, any questions? Okay, so we'll just move to our Tableau. So let me increase the resolution. Click on this. Okay, so today I will show you how to connect to MySQL server. So you need to install MySQL in your PC. Okay. So once you install MySQL in MySQL server, so you can connect to. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, so let's click on this and click on MySQL. So it will show you this thing. So this is my server name 127.0.1, and this is my port number, and username is root. And once I enter password, and click on sign in. Okay, so here I can see the list of databases in that server. So likewise, if you go into your organization, so when you connect to MySQL, you will be able to see the databases. Okay, so if there are no data sources, or if there are no tables in that, it will not show you. So in MySQL, there is a database called MySQL. So I'm clicking on that, and I can see there are these many tables, and I can connect to any of the one. And let's take next and click on update now. Okay, so this way the data will get updated. So you can see there are these many columns. Okay, so you will be able to connect to the data source like this. So after connecting to the tables, it will be similar to what is happened for the sample superstore, or if you connect to any different data sources and all. So it will be same. Once you are able to connect to any data source, so it will look like this only. So you will have columns, rows, and everything will be same. And tomorrow I will show you by connecting this to Oracle. So at a time we cannot connect to Oracle and SQL Server. Sorry, MySQL. So tomorrow I will show you how to connect to Oracle, Oracle table, and MySQL table at a time. Okay, so let's say if I click on add here, so I can connect to Oracle, and I can do a cross database join basically. So when I say cross database join, so two different types of data sources, if you are doing a join, so that becomes a cross database join. So now let's take an example of Excel. So let's say joins. Okay, so here I can see MySQL and here I can see Excel. So in the same way, if you add Oracle also, so it will come as Oracle and you can see the tables under that. In Oracle, how you will get is, you will get schemas, then you will get tables. But in MySQL, you will get it as database names. And then you will, after selecting the database name, you will be able to see tables. So this is the process that we can connect to, and I can take table from this. And when I do this thing, so I'm taking table from MySQL and also taking from the Excel, and I'm trying to do a join between two different data sources. That becomes my cross database join. And now let's see. So let's connect to our sample superstore data source. And let's connect to customer name. And sales. Yeah. Okay, so let's say I want to add $100 to sum of sales. So how can I write this calculation? So can anyone tell me how to? So for each and every customer name, I want to add $100 each sum of sales. So what calculation do I need to write? Ravi, can you tell me? Yeah. Can you tell me exact syntax? Sum of sales plus, yeah. So it will add 100 to each and every number. That way we can add. And now I want to separate these two names. So there is first name and the last name. So how I can split it? Divya, can you tell me how I can split these names? Okay, Lakshmi, can you tell me how I can split this customer name? Mm-hmm. Data source. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, I have done this split. Okay, so there are two columns that are created. So I can see customer name is split into two columns. So it is based on the space between those two names. So customer name has this Darren Power. So there is a space between the two names. So based on the space, it automatically divided into two names. Okay, so not only that, so you can right click on this customer name and click on go to transform and you can click on split. So here also you can see those splits will get created like this similarly. Yeah, basically it writes a calculated field automatically. It writes a split calculation. So that's a direct option which we have. We don't need to write manually. If you want to write it, we can write. So that is about split. Okay, and Narayan, can you tell me how can I write? I want to know the count of customers whose name starts with A. How can I do that? Narayan, can you hear us? Okay, Ravi, can you tell me? I want to know the count of customers whose names are starting with A. Okay, starts with. Okay. Hmm. If this is true, we need to write this. If this is true, then count of customer name. Or you can, okay, else false and no, you can't write false. Else you can make it as 0. Cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate. So I'll tell you some procedure. So it's not the way. So if this is true, then customer name, or let's put, starts with A. Okay. Else you can say others, or you can put customer name only. Okay. Say okay. So now I'll go to a new sheet and I will take customer name and I'll take the count distinct. And now I will put this new calculation 1, and make this as discrete. Okay, so you can see, where is this? Okay, so there are 64. Sorry. Yeah, we can do it with the group. Group is manual. You need to select manually. Now, let's say tomorrow I have entered a new customer name whose name also starts with A. Okay, so Tableau won't pick it up. Why? Because you are manually selected that group. So by using this calculation, what happens, right? This becomes dynamic. Okay, so whenever this customer name contains starts with A, if a new person with a name starting with A, so that will be also included in this. Let's say now it is 64, and now I have tomorrow I have entered a new person name whose name also starts with A. So then the count becomes 65. So in your case, what you're saying is, you're saying manually you'll select all these names and you'll create a group. Go to create group. So this is manual task. So okay, you can select like this and right click on this and make a group. So like this also you can do, but this won't be dynamic. Say okay. And take the count of customer names. discrete. It will also give you the same output, but this is dynamic. This calculation is dynamic. So when a new person comes in whose name starts with A, this count will increase. This count will not get increased. Why? Because we have manually selected it. There is no condition that we have applied. Okay, so there is no condition at all. So if a person whose name starts with A, that he will not be part of this group. Yeah, so okay. So can anyone tell me how to write top 5 calculation? Yeah, top 5 calculation by using calculation, not without uh, sets. So by writing calculation, how we can write top 5? So I'll give you, let's say, state and sales. I want to see top 5 states. So what calculation I can write? Ravi, can you tell me? Okay, Lakshmi, can you give it a try? Set is there. Without sets, I'm asking. Okay. Yeah. We need to use rank of sum of sales. So when you use rank, so for the highest value will be ranked as 1. So California is the top 1. New York will be top 2. It will assign ranks. If I write rank of sum of sales and make it discrete. Okay. Basically, it is assigning rank based on the sum of sales value. It's like in our school days, if we get top marks, so you will be assigned first rank, second rank, like that only. If you have more sales, you will be the first ranker, and the next one will get second, third, fourth, like that. Okay, so I want to see the fifth one. So I will write sum of sales, rank of sum of sales less than or equal to 5. Then true, else false. Okay, say okay and put this in the filter, top 5, and select true. Okay, now you can see the top 5 values and edit. So here you can, what I'm not doing is, I just want to see only the top 5 values. So 1 to 5. So 1 to 5 only this condition will satisfy. So else it will be false. So I'm just selecting only true. So that is why I'm able to see top 5. Okay, so now anyone can tell me about bottom 5? Duplicate bottom 5. So let me remove this top 5 and say edit. And instead of this, I will use size function. Okay, so what will the size do? So I'll just type in size here. So it will take the number of rows. So let me make it discrete. So these are the number of rows in the data. So there are 59 states. So each, it will show you the total number of rows. And as I want the below one, and I will do minus index. What is index? Yeah, it is the position value according to the sorting order. So it's not based on the value of the sum of sales. Whatever order it is, it will just assign the position order for that. So index, if I write, it will just show me 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is not based on the value of the sum of sales. Remember that. So let's say even if I do sorting differently, okay, it will still show this 1, 2, 3, 4. But rank will not show like that. So let's say if I do the sorting differently, it will still show the rank, whichever has the highest value will have the first rank. But in case of index, it is not dependent on the sum of sales value. It is just it will just show you the position of the record. So this is first record, this is second record, and this is third record. It is not dependent on sum of sales. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is, so I'm just trying to fetch the bottom 5 records. Okay, so in this scenario, what I'm trying to get is this 5 records I want. Okay, so when I say size, it is taking 59 value. And as I want this condition to be satisfied, so let's say if I want this last row, so if I say equal to 0, so the last row says 59, size as 59 minus, and the index is 59. Okay, so this condition is getting satisfied, right? And I want the next condition also get satisfied. So 59 minus 58, which is 1. Likewise, 59 minus 57, which is 2. 59 minus 56, which is 3. 59 minus 55, which is 4. Okay, so these are my top 5 values. So if I write less than 5, will I be able to get all the bottom 5? So if I write less than 5, so 59 minus 59, which is 0, this satisfies this condition, and 59 minus 58 will come as 1. So in all these cases, this condition will get satisfied and you will get the bottom 5 value. Say okay and write the name as bottom 5 and say okay. Put it in the true. Say okay. So now you can see the bottom values. And what if you want to see top 5 also? So I will include the same condition here. I will also add one more condition. If rank of sum of sales is less than or equal to 5 and size minus index less than 5, then true, else false. So this will become my top and bottom. Say okay and select remove this filter. So we need to write 2 different conditions. Else if, say apply. Say okay. Okay, so at a time I can see the top 5 values and bottom 5 values. Okay, so Ravi, can you tell me, now I can see 5 values at a time. I mean 5 top values and 5 bottom values. I want this to controlled by the user. So let's say if you want to see top 10, states and bottom 10 states. So how I can do that? Okay. So we need to create an integer parameter. You can just enter select value. Okay. And you can give the range. You can give a start value as 1 and end value as 100. And say okay. Show this parameter. Okay. And type in. Okay. So instead of this value, I will use parameter. So now it will become dynamic. So instead of static value, I can make use of dynamic. So it's now I have selected 1. So you can see top 1 and bottom 1. And if I enter 5, I can see top 5, bottom 5. If I enter 10, top 10, bottom 10. So likewise, I can see. Okay, so that's all about today's session. Any questions? Okay, hope everything is clear. So we'll continue tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, correct. So in table calculation, you can do some changes. So how you want to do, we can do the changes. So let's say you have some different columns in this. Let me put city. Okay, now I can see cities. Okay, and cities in this particular top 10 cities. Okay, so here I'm calculating top and bottom 5 based on the states. So now I don't want to see top and bottom 5 states. I want to see based on cities. We can change that calculation accordingly. Now it will show you top 10 cities and top 10 bottom 10 cities like this. So you can change the computation. So earlier it was showing you. So let me put 2 2 so it will be clear. Okay. So earlier it was showing based on the state. You were seeing top 2, bottom 2 based on the state. And when I say compute using city, now it is giving me top 2, bottom 2 based on the city. So here you can for table calculation, you can decide based on which column you want to do calculation, that we can decide. But calculation, let's say, yeah, in this one we have added 100. Okay. So even if you use any other columns, let's say city. Okay, for every even if you add any other column, you can't change the computation. Computation you can't change, and it will be same across. So it will add $100 to this sum of cells. The computation will not change. Based on the columns, we can change the computation for table calculation. So let's say if you want to do for state. So now it will do for states. So this we can't see right now. Why? Because it has already filtered. Let's click on table down. Yeah, so if you click on table down, it will do. So we have discussed about this. So it will calculate based on the table down in this direction. And if you do table across, it will do in the horizontal direction. So those things we can do based on table calculation. But if you write calculations, so calculation, it will not do across, down, or anything. Calculation will be same for any type of dimension or any type. So it will not change. But for table calculation, you can decide whether you want to do column wise or whether you want to do row wise, or if you want to specify any particular uh, state wise or like that. So now you are able to see top two states and bottom two states. And let's say if I will say city and say true, for each state, now it is showing me all states. Okay, for each state, what are the top two cities and what are the bottom two cities? So that information we can see. So you need to try doing this. So then you will get a lot of questions and we can sit and discuss about this. Is it clear? Adi calculation. No? So that will not modify, I mean, that will not change based on you are adding the columns. If you add the columns or if you remove the columns, it won't change. Fixed untadi. Computation won't change. But here we can change the computation. Okay, so if you want to do it based on city or state or table down, across, then down, so those things we can change. But for calculation, we can't change. It is fixed. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, then thank you all for joining. We'll continue tomorrow.